Ever since the release of Shah Rukh Khan's new film Jawan, which I by the way hear is terrific, an interesting trend has been seen on social media. In an almost organized manner that appeared either triggered by a toolkit or spectacular coincidence, there was this sudden flood of posts under the guise of Jawan Review, which were all actually posts expressing self-righteous glee over how parts of this film's story were a kadak message for the Modi government on issues of unemployment, farmer suicides, loan write-offs for the rich, the health system, EVMs, etc., etc. All of this was of course true, except that it became clear that many of these reviewers were hoping to, perhaps in my view, weaponize Shah Rukh Khan and his film against the government and what are, let's face it, real issues facing the country. It made sense to them. Shah Rukh Khan, after all, is perhaps India's biggest superstar and one whose appeal transcends generations, strata, and all these divisions we are cursed to live with right now. Well, following the case involving Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan in 2021, this mixed ecosystem of opposition, pseudo-liberals and others had the entitlement and hubris to convince themselves that they could somehow weaponize Shah Rukh Khan's art against the government for political purposes. Now, one post even interpreted a piece of dialogue in the film Jawan as Shah Rukh's cryptic reply to the false case against his son Aryan, which has now spectacularly backfired on Narcotics Bureau official Sameer Wankhede, who led that investigation. This ecosystem thought they could somehow craft the narrative to look like a Shah Rukh Khan versus Akshay Kumar fight, where one represents anti-government anger and one represents pro-government forces. Convinced that their barely disguised reviews of Jawan would project an image of an anti-government Shah Rukh Khan, imagine the shock and horror when the superstar actor posted this to his social media account right after the G20. A post congratulating the Prime Minister, hailing his leadership and underlining the honor and pride the G20 victories had instilled in the hearts of every Indian. After a total mobilization by this very entitled social media section, hoping that Jawan would be seen as Shah Rukh's cinematic rebellion for all that is wrong in the country, what they received was the social media equivalent of Chernobyl. Because this is what hubris looks like, viewer. To think that someone as great and transcendental as Shah Rukh Khan, whose fan base is easily over 1 billion, can be owned, cloistered, his work employed as ammunition for a political battlefield. To think that Shah Rukh operates at the same mortal level as these sections who couch their frustration under the pretense of being those that question the powers that be and hold the government accountable and speak truth to power. The best part is this isn't just hubris but also ignorance. The man who directed Jawan, Atlee Kumar, is well known for the politically tinged films that he makes. An earlier film, Meltdown, exploded for its ferocious interrogation of issues like GST, demonetization and financial distress in the country. Shah Rukh Khan is a unique figure in Indian cinema in my view. What he has done without saying a word is show the mirror to a viciously divided landscape. He has demonstrated that it is possible to raise questions, to use cinema to highlight real-life issues that affect millions of Indians, and that none of this is in conflict with being proud when the country does well. What Shah Rukh has done is show that he cannot be owned and stands above those who wish to cling to his coattails. Thank you for listening.